hit by this shot, and I'm able to avoid most of the damage, but it's like Star Trek, and we don't have any fuses. So one of the panels on the sides explodes, burning half his hair off.
Yes.
Did you say it burns his hair off?
Yes.
Now he's a hairless ape?
Yeah, only on half his body. The entire bridge now has like that burnt hair smell.
It is session 16, Psychotronic Hustle, Wholesale War. Time for the recap. It's been a while.
So we started off on the Overseer space station talking to George. There were some rumblings. So I don't remember if we got our payout from corporate, but we did find out that so I think we were going to get our payout, and then we found out they had no money. So corporate had no money, and then
so we talked about putting a lien on the space station.
Yeah, and then we found out that we had no money.
Yes.
So yeah, everybody furiously checked their Facebook accounts to see what their dollar amounts. Suggested we could sell everything in the armory. Then the ship, there was a rumble as I felt like the space station was under fire, and George said that they saw disposable heroes, the Sindhu battleship. They were firing on us. So we got into the Winnebago and did a special. So Lord Mars took the helm. He did a special like hyperdrive into the space station, and then like whirl about on go through it, then hop out on the other side and dock, which was a very popular maneuver by the Red Squadron, which now Ori has some questions on. We got out and we heard that there was a mutiny going on. So we tried to go see if we could help the mutiny. And because we received a distress signal, the distress signal we received was from the alt command center. That the
but it turned out to be just one person who was having their own private mutiny, and didn't tell anybody else to mutiny with them. So I'm glad they're dead.
Yeah, so we went through the whole thing, and then we're like, we heard there's a mutiny, and people are like, what are you talking about? And then we eventually got to the command center after going through the bay, or the...
Right. Well, we got into a fight in the bay, and then Betty decided to put a grenade into someone's pocket and then run. And her running was supposed to be the signal to the rest of us to not get blowed up by her grenade. But we didn't understand her signal. So some of us, Hal Craith in particular, wound up taking damage, which led to Hal Craith considering murdering Betty. That fight ended when Lord Mars suggested there must be a procedure for these sort of interpersonal conflicts in the middle of work. And they wound up mediating the dispute with the ship's counselor, whose name I forget.
Major, what's his name?
Major Stone.
Major Stone,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
That was after Betty ran off and ran into Major Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an impromptu counseling session, which I think we learned. I think Hellcrave and specifically Betty got some good tools and techniques that they can use to hopefully remediate or mitigate anger or loose grenades in the future. But we'll see.
Yeah, more like a phone call to Major Stone whenever there's an issue ever.
One good thing about Mike not being here, the odds of Hellcrave murdering Betty are much lower.
Yes. That is
Out
true.
of control to Major Stone. So there were brains in the ships in the bay, which was...
Well, they brought in, the two people we fought were bringing in brains to plug into their drone ships. So evidently they grow brains to serve as like the pilots for these ships. And then we went down a level and we went to like the backup command center where we ratted out, although I didn't realize at the time that's what we were doing, but we ratted out the person who sent the mutiny message. So they killed that person, which then caused a bunch of people to come to collect the corpse. We decided not to try to bust into the command center and instead, based on our conversation with the people who were there to collect the body, we went to a cargo bay to try to pick up uniforms so that we could look a little bit more like the people who actually work on the ship. The doors, however, were guarded by two soldiers in power armor, so we killed them. Lord Mars then spent minutes and minutes getting into a suit of power armor because, again, it's a disguise. Also, in the power armor, if Betty decides to set off any more random grenades, it won't affect him anymore.
That's true. That's true.
Then we decided to go to... so we went to the cargo bay, but that we went to go to the where the statue was. Was the statue in the cargo bay as well, or was that somewhere else?
Yeah, it was. It was all by itself in the cargo bay.
As far as Lord Mars knows, the session ended with he finally got his power armor on and went in and put up his psychic shield against whatever that statue is doing.
Yep.
The end.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so Lana and Ori. Well, I don't think Ori went near it, but the mackerel started talking. Lana went closer to it because this was the same one that we saw in the pyramid, the exact same statue. Mm-hmm. So Ori didn't really need to go near it because he's already touched it once. So Lana didn't learn her lesson though and went to touch it. And nothing happened. Though she did close her eyes and was on a mountaintop next to a pyramid. And she talked with Diamond Quartz and sent her back, I guess. I don't remember that part all that well.
I couldn't figure out Diamond Quartz in the admin notes. I kept at DQ. I was like, who the hell is Dairy Queen?
She went and saw Diamond Quartz outside the pyramid. He was wondering what she was doing there. Thought she was there to, he thought it was their delivery of a couch, and it wasn't. So he was kind of disappointed and pretty much sent her back. And then, of course, Betty had her own experience at another pyramid with a beholder.
That was pretty nuts.
Who said that the pyramid was gifted to him by a person in a cowboy hat that smelled like Tootsie Rolls.
Hellcrave also had some experience where he thought he had filled out a form wrong.
Yeah.
He was very paranoid about that.
Yeah. And as a refresher, we will... All right. I will screen share the picture of the statue. So Hellcrave jumped up and grabbed the form that was in the dragon's mouth, and that's when he touched the statue. And he ended up somewhere else helping somebody put together a big crystal diamond piece by piece and was frustrating the person he was working with because he was taking all sorts of time. And a storm kind of came on, and some figure was coming through the storm, and that's when he came back. And then when he poofed back, he found the form he was looking for on Lord Mars's under his shoe, and that's when he ate it.
That's right. Yeah, he didn't want anyone to know.
So you guys are in this cargo bay, and these are the events that have just happened. There is a small alarm that's going off. It sounds like it's in the distance. The door is wide open because of the Diet Thunder gun that was used to destroy the door to get in here. And there's a couple bodies that have been laying out there. I'm assuming Lord Mars did not like hide them or prop them up or.
Well, I think like their heads are gone. Like that hallway's pretty bloody at this point. So hiding the bodies.
That's correct. Yes, the heads would have been smashed. Yeah. So
I would suggest we get off this ship. There's no mutiny to foster, so. So our hopes of taking over the ship are pretty much dashed.
Yeah, I don't think I want to hang around this thing anymore anyways. And I just start walking out.
That's fine with me. I wonder if there's a little parting gift we can leave them. Let's see. Let's see. I had a data pad. I had a data pad with some viruses on it. I remember I recovered.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check my notes because I remember I had more than one.
You did. Yep.
Virus. Let me check what to see what presents I have. I might be able to. Might be good to leave a parting gift before we head out, just to salt the wound a little bit, since they happen to destroy our lean collateral against corporate.
Okay, so let's see. All right.
Got wandering aimlessly naked among the stars, which affects navigation systems. I've got climate control, which is HVAC climate control.
Mm-hmm.
Run free my children and don't taunt the apes, which controls drones, which I think we already used. And past, future, and present is transformed, which is a data override.
Well, if you could direct this ship to fly towards the planet, that would pretty much take out the ship.
I think that'd be doable, and I think it'd be rather fitting, given that they destroyed our collateral, so we could destroy theirs. We'll just need to find a good place to upload it. Can you think of a better place than the Alt Command Center? Or
not especially. It seems like the real command center or the alternative command center are the two places that'll be easiest to upload them. Both will be guarded, though.
I'd want to. So, yes, the Alt Command Center might be less guarded. Will definitely be less guarded. But it would also have the most access. So if we want to see if we can break into the Ultimate Command Center to upload the virus, we can try that if we think we can take it.
So as you're having a discussion what to do, you notice Lana starts to look around. You see a skeletal hand on the ground, like moving, like with his fingers moving along the ground as Lana tries to catch it. And Halfcraft takes out his hammer and begins to follow it around, trying to hit it. You hear some footsteps coming down the hallway from where you had entered this room, and you see two Sindum soldiers in their gunmetal gray power armor. And they stop and they look and they see you guys and they see the statue, and then they kind of look and they stand aside, so they're not in front of the door anymore. They've stood to the side of the door.
Hello? What are you guys doing over there?
You hear a noise, a hum, and then you see like a bolt of electricity shoot across the doorway, and it starts to you can see it starts to hum, and there's some kind of like electrical current going across the hallway, like across the doorway. Then you see those two soldiers begin to retreat and run back down the hallway.
I just look back and I'm like, what the bloody hell was that about?
I think they were sealing us in.
Well, if you haven't touched that statue over there before, we won't be in here for very long.
I'm gonna go.
So, are there any controls for the door?
There are controls for the door on this side, yes. But the door has been destroyed, so.
I'm going to walk up to the doorway and with is it just one bolt or is it multiple?
There's one noticeable bolt that goes across.
So I'm going to walk up closer and I'm going to see if I can feel like kind of, is this like all over or is it just one? Like, is it covering the whole door top to bottom?
So you're going to investigate to see how okay.
Yeah.
Like if it's one waist high bolt, we're just going to crawl under it and get out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Or is there like one noticeable bolt, or is it it's like, but there's like a bunch of like, because I imagine if it's like electrical, like maybe there's like static.
You could give me a notice or a no roll.
That's a 8.
Okay. You get kind of like a static shock and realize that the whole doorway is sort of electrified. There's some kind of current going across it. It's just the bolt is the one thing you can see is just the main one you notice.
Well, covers the whole door. Well, I suppose we could use the go to the statue to get out of here as well. Use the statue to go back to the pyramids, because that's a way out.
How would we get out using the statue?
I mean, at least I can. Last time I touched this statue, I was in. There's some connection with this power, this statue in these pyramids. That's where Diamond Quartz is at, as well. He's living in this pyramid that is associated with either is the same pyramid as the statue came from, or it's a separate one. But there is some sort of power that can get us to these pyramids, or to this pyramid. You just would have to touch the statue and presumably go barefoot.
Yeah, I'm just looking at you now, wondering what exactly you were smoking when I was outside. Is there no way you could just shut down the electricity shooting across the door frame?
Good question. That's not really tied to a computer system, I imagine. It's not like I can. I'm assuming the device is on the other side of the doorway, so there's not like access to seeing any sort of like plug-in or.
So there's still got to be some mechanism for this thing to be directing electrical current across the doorway. Betty, is there no explosive that you have that can damage this door enough to break that?
Well, I could. Well, do I? Do I have something like that? I do have a rocket launcher. I've got like the demo charge, but
What about
if this is like,
what about the chicken? The chicken that poops grenades. The one, the one that you blew up Calcrape with.
I'm not feeding my grenade chicken to that bloody wall. Yeah, I can arrange something.
I think what he meant was feed the chicken and get a grenade from it to see if it works. That's what I think.
Oh, you just want a grenade. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah, and Worry, like, realizing that Betty's might throw another grenade in his direction, is gonna, like, get out of the way, post haste.
And I come here, Ori, and I have the chicken and I squeeze it and it pops a grenade into your hands.
All right, give me a survival roll, since that's what we use for the chicken.
Yes. That's just a D8, yeah?
2d6.
2d6, oh my gosh. It's been forever. Sorry, 1 second. I'll get it here eventually. 2d6, roll. 6.
All right, it poops out a grenade.
Here you go, Ori. Have some fun.
Betty, please do the honors. No one throws grenades at like you do. I'm just gonna back away from Betty while she's got this grenade.
What? You want another one? All right. And I squeeze the chicken again.
Another roll.
Double fist grenades.
Okay, I got a 4. Shit.
All right.
All right, Ori. Have some fun. I haven't seen you throw one of these before.
So I would take it like gingerly, like from Betty, and how big is the radius on this thing?
You want to probably hit it right on.
Is this the second grenade you got?
Well, both of them. I just
he's got.
both.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
both. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, how far am I from the door?
I mean, as far as you need to be.
I just want to make sure that when I throw it, that I can not get hit with the blast.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, you could figure that out.
So yeah, I would chuck the grenade the door. Oh, is it? So is that like an attack roll or how is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I roll a natural 1.
You do have a hustle point.
I'm going to use a hustle point, and I'm not going to use this die because I know better. I always roll terrible on my let's see. It'd be a strength modifier, which is 0 for me, so that's a 12.
All right.
I'm curious what would have happened on the nat 1. You blow up Halcrace who tries to kill you.
You throw the grenade, it rolls into the electrical charge. There's an explosion. the charge still seems to be there. That's the first one.
That was
Here, give me the grenade. Now we'll roll the grenade in. That's a 19 and 10 points of damage.
It's a perfect roll. It rolls right up to where you want it to go, and it just sits there. It does not explode.
Oh, wow, but there, guys. Bit of a dud.
Apparently, your chicken pooped out a dud.
what are you feeding that thing anyway?
Well, not enough bullets. Obviously. Yeah, I don't know, mate. How about we
Use one of your rockets?
yeah, I guess so.
I mean, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, all right. I prepare and fire.
Okay, what are you aiming at?
Just the door. Or
Okay.
like, yeah. I'll roll to hit. We've got +4. That's a 17.
All right, roll the damage.
Damage. 6 of these. 51.
So, where are you aiming this? Are you aiming this at the side, like, or above, or where?
Probably like just this where the electrical charge is just powering through. I just fire straight in the middle of that.
Okay. There's this large explosion in the room, and
I'll stand back, Halcraith.
after the smoke clears, you don't see an electrical charge, and then every once in a while, you see something like a bolt just dart across. Zzz. Zzz.
Well, I haven't got very many of these rockets left, so I'm probably not going to shoot it, you know. And I start reloading the rocket launcher. Clink, clink.
I go to investigate the field around the door and see if it's gone, because we still see the bolt that it go across every once in a while.
Yeah, it's very much diminished. It's now like intermittent, unpredictable charges it's sending across. But it's not like it's not like it was before.
I think we might be able to take a chance to get through it.
Well, I run through.
Give me an evasion roll.
God damn it. I'm using my hustle point. I made it 13.
Okay. You see Lord Mars just runs up. He runs right through it. And the bolt just misses
That
him.
one the first time.
Yeah, I can do that. And I follow through. I'll do an evasion roll as well, yeah. And I got the number 13
right.
on the dot.
All right. Same deal. Betty makes it through.
Ori will go as well. This is not going to be left behind. Ooh, nice. He actually made it. So yeah, I got an 18, so I made my evasion.
All right.
And we wait for Lana and Halgraith.
All right.
Unless
Lana makes it through the first time. Halcraith stops and then checks his book of procedures to see what the appropriate time he should try to cross, and then moves across without being zapped. So once you're on the other side of this, you can see there are like 2 rods that were set up on either side of this door that were just shooting the electrical charge, and one of them is severely damaged.
That's lucky.
All right. Back to the alt command center.
Yep.
Okay. So as you guys head back down the hallway, again, you can hear a faint siren going off. You also hear like some rumblings, like intercom comes on, and then you hear battle stations, all soldiers, battle stations. And then you feel the ship move a little bit. And a distant, like, explosion. You pass life support and the space-elator on your way to the alt command center.
What's life support? Is that like a wing or?
Yeah, it's one of the rooms down here.
I'm gonna stop. Is is like the door open or is?
No, it's closed.
How much lift do you guys have? Do we need to stop at life support to get any extra supplies?
I don't carry lift.
Yeah.
Or Lazarus patches.
Yeah, I don't carry lift.
Yeah, I'm still feeling a little buzzed. I've got a couple left, but not too many. I think all the rest are on Lana's characters. Yeah.
As long as Lana could be our pack mule for healing supplies. Works for me. So we can bypass life support then.
So I'm not sure how to get them to open up. The only way we got them to open the door last time was to have people come to collect a body.
True. We haven't got any tags or anything, like nothing which can convince them to open the door for us.
Nothing that I'm aware of. We tried to get them to open the door when we first got here, and saying that we were here about the mutiny, and they didn't open the door at all. They just killed that guy.
Can always try to see if I can hack into it and through the lock. But if that fails, I'm certain they're probably gonna know. Some alarm will go off.
Well, how about this? I will stay several meters back. You go and hack the door. If you make it, I'll charge forward. If you fail, I'll charge forward and say, I got him, because I'm in one of their suits of armor anyway. I'll pretend I've captured you, and then maybe we can convince him to open the door that way.
That's fair. What's your number? 5, 4, 2, 3. So, it's a fair plan. So I guess I'll do that. So I'll approach the door, assuming there's a keypad.
Mm-hmm. That requires a dongle.
Yeah. So I flip through my plethora of dongles and find the right one, and I plug it in and attempt to hack the door open. It's terrible. That's a 10.
The door begins to flash and then opens. And there are 2 soldiers there in gunmetal gray power armor looking at you. Hey, what are you doing? You know we're on alert, right? We're under attack.
Yeah, I was asked to come here.
I remember, yeah, you guys are the ones that caught the spy.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy was awful. Thank goodness. Who needs people like him?
Yeah, I think that he's the one that contacted these attackers.
I heard that rumble. What was that? That are we being fired upon?
Meanwhile, at about this point, coming down the hallway, ah! Rifle in hand.
They just look. They're like they look behind. They raise their void rifles to see to wait for whatever's behind you.
So I guess I would. So are you really charging and yelling down the hall?
Yes.
So as you would get closer, I think Ori would like duck to the side.
I mean, what do we see inside the command center other than these 2 guards?
The command center is basically behind them, so they're like in a smaller room. There's a set of double doors behind them that are closed.
So then, I mean, I would essentially run through the door. How big is the room beyond the door? Like, are they right there, right next to the door?
Yeah, it's just a small room enough for like these 2 guards. Basically, an area that they would like inspect somebody or talk with somebody. So you're not allowed in there. Check your credentials once you got through the door. But as you run up there, they're like, hey, hold on, what's going on? And one kind of like gets in front of you to stop you as the other one points his rifle beyond where you're running from to see what, you're running, what he's supposed to shoot at.
Then I will look to Ori and say, did you not tell them? They think there's a second spy in the command center who was helping the first guy, who we got killed.
I didn't want to just...
I'm sorry. I didn't even think about it. One of these could be the spy.
One guy looks at the
other. I will
other.
Look suspiciously at both of them, squint my eyes. This is why you're the brains of the operation and I'm just a soldier.
I was getting to that. I just didn't get a chance to before you yelled. Yeah, there's a second spy in. We've heard reports of a second spy that was accomplished first. He's still in there.
You mean his replacement? Oh,
So,
shit. You gotta do a better job at screening these guys.
Well, we can always talk about HR later. Right now we have to go in and fix this.
Okay. Give me a talk roll and you take a bonus die. You drop the lowest.
Nice.
Since Lord Mars there was helping you
out. That's a 7.
Yeah, it's like, okay, all right, yeah. All right. And the one guy is like got his weapon drawn, like still looking just to make sure nobody's coming down because the ship is, under attack. The other guy kind of punches in some numbers and opens the door, and he's like starts to run in there with his weapon drawn. All right, you. He starts to wheel around the room at some guy who's like sitting at like a keyboard. He's like nodding off. You can't tell if he's like if he's actually doing anything, or it looks like there's some sort of video game on the screen.
Solitaire.
Yeah.
Like what's that Office Space where he's like sitting there, he's like Tetris. So we, Ori will like kind of bust in behind, and kind of like pistol drawn.
Yep.
And see like. So what do I see? Like, there's the one guy. Is that the only guy in there?
This is the only guy in here. There's a bunch of consoles and computers and everything set up for probably like a dozen people, but there's only one person where he's just like back to, and he's just like half asleep, and he's got like 3 empty Space Cola cans, and he's just like headphones, and he's playing solitaire, and he's just like whatever. He kind of hears noise and he turns around and he sees this guy come walking with his weapon drawn at him, and it starts to freak. Honest, I didn't download the program. It was on here already.
That is just what a spy would say.
Think you're terribly clever, don't you?
Yeah, the guy with the Void Rider shoots him right in the face, and he his head slams back against the monitor, and he falls forward and collapses to the ground. Talcraith runs in and proceeds to smash his head.
That was a close one.
Second spy down.
Well, sir, we don't know what he was doing on that computer just yet. You better check it out.
Yeah. Claims it looks like solitaire. I doubt it. It's probably part of those resistance fighters. You heard of them?
I have not.
Call themselves Children of the Sector or something. Bunch of crap. Sending out secret encoded messages.
I haven't heard of these Children of the Sector.
Yeah, that's what I think this one guy was working for, I bet.
Probably.
Well, let me just do a clean sweep. Make sure that he didn't upload anything more dangerous or wasn't doing anything behind these before we call it quits. So.
And I'm going to start searching this guy's body for evidence of his being a spy or other valuable things.
You like pull a bag of cocaine out and throw it on him. It's a spy. I knew it. Or it'd be a bunch of lift.
Let's see. No, those items are too. Those items are too big. It's gotta be something interesting.
What if it turned out he actually was a spy?
Then we just did ourselves a disservice. But
okay, give me a D100 roll.
24.
Okay. So you're going like checking his stuff. He has got his, of course, Sindum ID. and a note from HR telling him his current Spacebuck account is like 0.15. A receipt for dry cleaning. Some kind of code, looks like game code. It's like up, up, down, down, left, right, ABBA or something like that. And then he's got this small little like ceramic vase or something that's got some painting and stuff on it. It's got a little cork top.
I'll open the little vase.
Okay. Give me a no roll.
I'm not good at no rolls. 4.
So looking in there, it looks like they're fingernail clippings.
What was this sick bastard into?
Maybe it's some sort of calling card of these children of the sector. They leave fingernails at the scenes of the crimes.
So is Ori uploading the virus yet?
Yeah, so Ori's he's gonna pull out his data pad, and so he's like searching in, and he closes out of solitaire, and he's kind of clicking around. He's like, oh, I need my he's gonna pull out his data pad, and he's gonna like flip through his dongles and like connect it to. I'm like, I've got a couple sweeper programs on here, special issue. And I'm going to begin transferring the which one was it? The one that affects the navigation systems.
Okay.
Wandering aimlessly naked among the stars.
Okay, so you are uploading that. Give me a program roll. Now, this program roll is not to see if you can do it. It just depends on it's just going to determine how long it takes.
Damn. It's 8 or 9.
Okay. This will just take like 2 or 3 minutes.
So, do I have any, so with this particular virus, because I'm assuming that probably in downtime, I would have played around and seen what I can do. Do I know if like this is just something I upload? Because like I know that it affects navigation systems, but I don't know how it does that. Like, can I give it instructions, or does it just kind of do its thing once it's uploaded?
I would say with your knowledge and what your expertise is, that you would know, you would have learned that, so you can give it instructions on what to do.
So
Actually, I have to step away for a minute.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
We can take 5 right here, or after you tell me what you're gonna do.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to do as Lord Mark suggested earlier, where I'm going to try to have it set as course to run into Infernum 4.
Okay, into the moon, because there are 8 moons around this planet. So Infernum 4.
Into the one that we were on that had the atmosphere where all the ships blew up. Because was that a moon that we were on, or was that the actual planet?
That was a moon, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So into the moon that we were on.
Okay, all right.
So, I'm excited. I forgot. I'm like, I forgot about the viruses. I'm like, man, I did write down all these viruses. I'm like, that would be perfect just to kind of leave with a virus. It's like, yep, have fun.
What was the virus called?
Wandering aimlessly naked among the stars.
Wandering aimlessly naked among the stars. That would be.
I got it in session 7.
Okay, I wander aimlessly naked among the stars. Remember, it's cold in space.
Ah,
Okay, cool. Yeah. What are you thinking, Kurt? I see your wheels turning.
That if there's any combat, it might be more difficult.
just be a strict RP session.
So you're uploading this virus, so you're going to have it crash into Infirmum 4.
Yep.
As you're sitting there with the solitaire, the screen, do you do anything to the computer, or are you just searching the guy?
Lord Mars or Ori?
Yeah, I'll be Lord Mars, because he's right there with the body.
No, I'm just searching the guy.
So as the soldier is over there, like
partly I am searching the guy as a distraction, so they're not paying as much attention.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're searching the. So he's like wiping off the screen and like trying to get rid of the solitaire game. And let's see if this will work. Yeah, he hits like a button and he's like, "Oh, damn it!" And then you hear this.
This is an important message from the Lausanne Underground.
Yeah,
the
it's this.
truth
This
you
is
can
this guy
handle.
right here we're talking about.
This is Big Montana. I'm what Sindoom has called a outlaw. These are lies. Sindoom has been replacing all of your leaders with replicants. They cheated the election. Not only are they doing all of this, but they are barking louder than they bite. They only have around 10 battleships. So rise up, my children. Big Montana, the father of the sector, out.
Yeah, it's that jerk.
It's pretty bold of him to say that Sindoom barks louder than it bites.
Yeah. Yeah, that's obviously what this guy was doing. Probably watching this. I bet you those messages, they're sending them through the solitaire game. Good work there. What's your name again? He looks like your uniform.
St. John.
St. John. We need to get you some uniforms.
Unfortunately, they were down to extra medium, so.
Yeah. So St. John, and who are you?
Marco.
Okay. Well, definitely going to get a certificate of appreciation for this. 2 spies in one day.
Great.
Nice work.
Recognition's always nice. There's, I find that there's not enough of it around here. At least not enough of that comes to me. Maybe others.
Yeah. Well, you feel the ship like shake again. Well, I guess we're still under attack by these children of the sector or this jerk. Anyway, yeah, I bet you get a bigger reward if you bring this guy in.
What did you just say?
Probably get a bigger reward if you bring that guy in. That
Big Montana?
Yeah, that's his name. Yep.
Guy. Yeah.
Get like a double-sized certificate of appreciation.
Yeah.
That would be nice. I'll have to keep a lookout for him while we're out there. Now my next mission off the station.
I just hope this is the last of the spies on this ship.
Me too. It hurts morale. So, anyway, well, I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing. But good work.
Thanks, and thanks for keeping us safe. You guys are the real heroes.
Oh, I know. He walks you out, and he goes down. Yeah, we got another one. Go ahead. and as you leave, you see the two guys from mortuary services racing each other again down the hallway to see who gets there first. And he starts to, the other guy gets on like a phone, and he dials number. Yeah, send somebody else down to the all command center. Another spy. Make sure this one is not a spy. Thank you. All right.
So I'd imagine that it's probably been a couple minutes at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So the virus would have continued to upload, or would have finished uploading.
Yep.
So I double click on it, and it just starts doing its magic.
Yep.
What I pre-programmed it to do.
Okay.
And I'll disconnect my data pad and my dongles and put it back. And it's like, well, Lord Mars, I think Hal Craith, Lana, I think our work here is done.
We should go report in and let them know. See if there's been any other activity since we deactivated whatever programs he was running.
Definitely. Get off. Yeah.
So you guys are outside the door, and the doors close again as the new person walks by you, carrying like a notebook and got some headphones and some space cola in his hand. What's up?
You again, or is it the different one or the same guy?
This yeah, they kind of blend in. They kind of all look alike. This is their replacement.
You again.
Oh yeah, I guess. Okay.
I don't know. That's a drink of a spy, that cola.
What? It's not like I'm drinking bean beer.
Oh, thank God. I mean, you gotta have standards when you're working around here.
And the door opens, the one guy steps out. He's like, "Did you say something about a spy?"
This guy,
We just called him down here. You think he's a spy too?
No, we have no evidence that he's a spy.
Do we need any?
That's a good point. We generally don't. This is Sindum after all.
he looks questionable, but all right.
Well,
You guys, just keep your eyes open, eyes peeled.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on him.
and after he like walks through, I'm just gonna lean into the two guards and be like, if he starts playing solitaire, don't take any chances.
You got that. No problem. He's like, I got this one. You got to shoot the last one. And the door closes. You guys are now outside. Lana and Halcraith are conversing with Betty.
We'll start making my way back to the space later then.
Okay.
So how long do we have before this program kicks in?
We've got
Or are we rocketing towards the moon already?
well, it's you have to remember these are art pieces. So they have some sort of finesse. There's some sort of grace and beauty to them. So it's not
They're not that vulgar.
It's not an immediate, but it will be a gentle steer and then a even more gentle acceleration until into the moon. So we probably got 20 minutes. So we should not tarry.
So yeah, start making our way back to the ship, to the Winnebago.
Okay. You get on the spacelator. And back to
Hum along to the Space Later music.
level B as the door opens, and you see like a bunch of soldiers just running by. There's a little bit of smoke in the hallway.
What seems to be the source of the smoke?
It's hard to tell. I can't tell which direction it's coming from, but it's just up on the ceiling. Like there's a. It's not coming out of the ceiling. Just there's a general level of smoke on the ceiling.
So I guess the five of us will make our way back to that hangar.
Yeah, and we'll try to blend in. If there's like panic going around, kind of running, or like moving with a purpose.
Okay. Yeah, you guys go through. As you notice in the hangar, there's like 1 or 2 ships left. The rest are gone. There's a few empty bags laying on the ground.
What kind of bags? Like duffel bags or
The bowling ball bags.
Brain bags.
We'll take a look at the brain bags, or these bags.
They are empty.
And I'll throw them away.
Except for that like silicate packet that you find in everything. Moisture packet, that's in there.
Oh, I'll take those. Can never have too many of those.
Yeah, that's right.
Keep them brains fresh.
Yeah, you'd think brains would want to be moist.
Not if you're going to keep, not for the long term. So we'll make our way to the Winnebago then.
Okay, so as you exit the ship to walk at the base of the conning tower to the Winnebago, you see that there is a fight going on between these drones and some kind of like shuttle craft. There's a couple of them flying around, and it's kind of like a dog fight. They're just shooting it out every once in a while, like a couple laser shots come close by and will hit the ship. And you enter the Winnebago.
Can you tell, do the, obviously we know what the Sindum ships would look like. Can we tell if there's any kind of insignias on the enemy ships or kind of markings, colors that would identify like a particular faction, or are they unmarked?
Is it like a uniform type of ship? Or is it like a bunch of different types?
The 2 shuttlecraft do not look like, they look like hodgepodge. Like they're not uniform, like spare parts were used.
So it's not like the UCP ships?
UPM, yeah.
UPM, yeah.
So both of you can give me a notice roll.
I do not notice. 3.
A 6.
So when one of the ships goes by, close by, you rolled a 6. You notice this insignia on the side of the ship.
So BM, is that the ship, or is that whole thing the insignia?
This whole thing is the insignia. This whole thing.
Gotcha.
It's like
Is that
painted
like a
on.
belt?
Correct. Yes.
What does BM stand for? Bowel movement?
That's my best guess. As like, because we're assuming like we're in power armor. We got exits on, so I'm assuming that we can talk. We're talking over mic, so you hear. Sounds about right.
It is right over the stomach above the belt, so maybe something to do with stomach upset.
They call these things the children of the sector. Maybe there's some sort of sub thing, some group with BM. Or it could be Big Montana.
Oh, that's possible.
Maybe he actually succeeded in getting people to follow him. I mean, he did stir up a bit of a ruckus at the Intergalactic Fuck Sindum Conference. Is IFSC?
ICAAOS.
No, that's the.
The Fuck Sindum conference.
Yeah.
I don't think I was there for that episode.
The Galactic Fuck Sindum conference.
Yeah, that was a Ori and.
That was a crossover episode.
Yeah, Ori and Betty attended.
Yep.
It was while Ori was surfing on the mackerel in the ice lake. He took a dive, tumbled into one of the waves, and then appeared in the pyramid, and then was brought to
Fuck Sindum Con.
Fuck Sindum Conference by Big Montana.
So you enter the Winnebago. Lana still has this skeletal hand that she's examining. She goes back.
What did you bring that thing back for?
I don't know. It was alive. And then Betty and Halcraith sit together, and it looks like they're having a discussion. They might have Major Stone on speaker. You're not sure.
Yeah, you got to get in your last counseling session now.
Gotta get the deductible's gonna be over by the time you leave the spaceship. Gotta make use of it. Or the
So I'm gonna get into the pilot chair until what's his name? I forget his name. Who's our other pilot?
Sherry.
Sherry.
So tell Sherry, he's can go drink his butter beer or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, Bean. No problem. No problem. I can do that. Bean beer, got it. Sounds like all kinds of stuff going on out there.
Yeah. So do we want to detach now and wind up in the middle of this fight, or wait until the ship's actually going to crash? I mean, if we need to go back in for any reason, it'll be harder if we've detached. So we could just continue to be attached until we're sure the program's working.
I think that's fair. And then I think if we wait, it'll look like we're running away because something's gone terribly wrong. So it won't be particularly conspicuous.
I mean, this big Montana guy, so do you need to send a signal out to him so that we don't get shot as we fly away?
So can I, maybe I can see if I can connect to Facebook Messenger. And I search for Big Montana.
Okay.
See if he's like, hey, you in, what sector are we in again?
Murmuration.
Hey, you in Murmuration? Winky Face.
Inexplicably winky face cucumber.
His response is no, LOL.
Well, assuming that he's not lying, yeah, that's not him either. So I don't know. It must be some other BM. Another bowel movement of the galaxy. Seems to be full of them. So what we could do though is so we could start searching to see if there's any articles about this insignia while we're attached. So Lord Mara's like, well, I think that's a good idea. While we can at least search for information until we need to jettison them, we can maybe figure out who this might be. So I'd start searching like space Twitter or Spitter, and Spoogle News, and
Ash Jeeves.
Yeah,
okay.
ask Spies. For like I would be trying to look for this for BM and looking to see if I could match this insignia to maybe some news articles or some underground Zanga pages or maybe Facebook groups.
Okay. Give me notice.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I can find a manifesto. 5.
It is related to some group that is anti-Sindum, but a lot of their stuff has been removed, being cleansed from the interwebs. Yeah.
Do they have a Twitter handle? Can you get in touch with them and let them know we're going to be flying away from this ship?
You do, when you do that, you do pick up another message from this person, father of the sector.
This is an important message from the Lausanne Underground. The truth you can handle.
My children, we are in dark times indeed, but I have your answer. Find your local Children of the Sector outpost. Show them your last bank statement, and they shall provide you with the answer to the spacebook crisis. Big bucks. Stay strong, my children. Big Montana, out.
Man, he wasn't quite so preachy when we last saw him. Something must have changed. Maybe he touched a statue too. He wasn't. I think he was. I don't remember if he was barefoot or not, but I'm sure he sounds like he's barefoot now.
Oh, he was. So you're gonna just ride this out. There's occasional, like, you can feel a shake, and the harem seems a little bit concerned because there's a space battle going on outside.
I mean, my plan was to wait until the ship if the ship looks like it's in bad enough shape from the attacks that it's going to explode, I guess we would detach. But otherwise, wait until we can figure out if the program's working.
Yeah, the ship, as you are watching on your nav system, it's beginning to make its movement towards Infirmum 4 in a very roundabout way. Of course, it's not a direct line. It's some sort of like zigzag crap.
Like true art. So as like this, because Ori would be fine with this, just kind of just watching. Like I imagine like we're just sitting there and like we're watching like the space battles like go on and just kind of like just chilling.
Yep. Eating spaceships.
Eating cosmic cool.
Yep.
So Lord Mars, that was an impressive feat that you pulled to get onto where we're to get onto our thing or where we're currently at. It was something that only I've heard about as part of the Red Squadron.
I'd actually never heard of it before. So thanks. I thought I'd done something original and new, but I guess not. I guess it's just a thing.
Oh.
I don't know who Red Squadron is.
Wasn't that the so Red just like that was what General Kosminski was in charge of, right?
That that's who Jonathan belonged to.
I just assume my psychic powers caused it to happen.
Yes.
Jonathan, who's now in the freezer, the ice cream machine, was a part of the Red Squadron, which was stands some sort of elite piloting organization. But I was just curious, besides Jonathan, who had a very untimely end after a brief membership of Wholesale War. He's the only person I know of it, and I never really got to ask him about it.
Yeah, I didn't know he was part of an elite squadron.
Yeah,
he was with us for so short a time that I really didn't know his whole backstory.
Well,
I know his pops on that ship.
His pops on the ship?
Yeah, isn't that like the commander of the ship is his dad?
Well, good thing he's not alive to see his father go down with the ship.
Well, I mean, I think he's here in the ship somewhere, but I don't think he gives a shit about his father.
No. Well, maybe he's glad then. Maybe he's glad to know that the group he was with would play some role in ensuring he getting some sort of retribution or atonement for his relationship that he didn't go well.
Yeah, that's the hope. I forgot Jonathan's ghost in the ship did express something about his father. I thought it was generally negative, but I don't remember clearly anymore.
So as you watch the space battle, it begins to make its way. Ship begins to get closer to Infirmum 4.
So I don't know. I'll start making preparations to detach then.
So as you go to detach the magnetic locks, they do not detach.
Hey, Ori, we may need your help with some magnetic locks.
I'll grab my wrench and head down to engineering. Would it be engineering where you toggle magnetic locks, or would that be like? I guess it would be engineering. So I'd head down to the engineering wing part of the Winnebago to see if I could like hit these locks out. You know, like hit the machine that's or hit the part that's above the console which controls the landing gear.
Yeah, you can give me a program roll for that.
Yeah, Peter got lucky because I was actually planning on waiting till the last possible second to detach. Have to write everybody and say, "Oh yeah, we crashed and died."
That's a 7.
So, with your experience in these types of matters, this should have worked. There is no reason why this thing is still the magnetic locks are still in place. You got the right wrench. You've hit the right thing at the right point with the right force. This doesn't make any sense.
Lord Mars, we have a problem. Still figuring it out, but these locks aren't coming loose. So does it look like there's anything? So presumably we have a series of monitors and checks and alerts that kind of run through. Are there any that are being triggered? So like, is in like the current health of the ship, is there something that looks off?
Nothing is red. It's all green.
Would we be able to see the magnetic locks from a window or a point on the ship?
Outside, you'd be able to see them.
I'm gonna go outside to check on these locks.
Okay. So
I'll let Mars know too.
You begin to spacewalk. Mars, you are still piloting the ship, I presume?
Yes.
All the monitors and nav system and everything just starts to go static and then goes blank.
So, like, I have no control of the ship then?
You start to see like an image. It looks like a helmet, but you can't see the face or anything because it's covered with something moving. And you hear a voice that says, Lord Mars, are you the captain of this ship?
Where do I hear this from?
You hear it all around you. You see this image on like everything on all the monitors. So even something that would presumably not have an image has an image
now. Who am I? Who is addressing me?
This is Admiral Heartfield.
I have never heard of this Lord Mars.
You are not the captain of this ship?
No, I am not.
You are not the same Lord Mars that my son worked for?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
I didn't figure you for a coward.
I think if you check, you'll find that Lord Mars stopped existing. I have a different name.
What name would that be?
None of your business. How about that, motherfucker? Now, turn off the goddamn magnetic lock so I can leave.
I want justice for my son.
We all want something. Learn to live with the disappointment for the next couple of minutes before you die.
So either I fight this Lord Mars, or your ship is going to go down with mine.
Well, Lord Mars is essentially dead. That was never my actual name. You know that, right? You're not that stupid.
That's why I called you the captain.
You never use your real name. I mean, you do, but that's because you work for, some faceless organization. Like a drone. In any event, I'm not fighting you. I'm just going to wait for you to die on your ship. If that means I go down with you, fine. By the way, your son has been uploaded onto this ship. So if we go down, he goes down with us. If you want to preserve any part of him, you just let us go. Focus on saving your ship, maybe.
All the screens go staticky and then back to what they were supposed to be. And you see Sherry in the corner. What? Are you sacrificing everybody or something? What was going on?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to get off the ship to go fight him while we crash on a planet.
I mean, you want me to do it? I mean, I'll be Lord Mars, right? I can do it. You want me to fight him?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Okay, I'll suit up.
Wasn't like, yeah, it's fine.
All right, Ori, you are walking outside. You see the magnetic locks.
Yeah, so I got like my toolbox with my assortment of wrenches, including Allen wrenches of all shapes and sizes.
All right.
And so I get to the magnetic locks and I open up my toolbox and I start picking out different wrenches, trying to find the ones that would fit to seeing like this one, like testing like the heft, even though it's 0G, like you can still feel maybe like a little bit of impact. And to start trying different ones to try to undo these magnetic locks.
Okay. Give me exert.
Oh, that's not good. 5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, this is a little bit more difficult. This Winnebago is it's got some unique magnetic locks.
Yeah, I guess I would come to Lord Mars and like these things just don't want to let go.
All right. So I'm going to get on the comms and I'm going to address Jonathan's father and say, all right, Lord Mars is coming out to fight you.
Good. And then you see Sherry with a bean bear in hand, in some. You know, he probably wouldn't even have power armor. He's just got like a regular vac suit. Any advice you got for me? Not Lord Mars.
Does he have a weapon?
No.
Yeah, you're probably going to need some sort of weapon, and at least some kind of combat armor. This is a fight, Want to give yourself the best chance possible.
It means I got to change. Well, at least I get to finish this bean bear. Okay, and he walks back. 10 minutes later, he comes with some power armor on. Do you guys have lots of power armor or no?
No, we don't have power armor.
You did, okay. I didn't.
Combat armor we have.
Right. Yeah, I knew that was right.
Yeah. I was pretty excited to get power armor.
Yeah, he's just got. He's got like security armor. Yeah. Okay.
Well, if you're going to play Lord Mars, let's make sure you look the part. And I'm going to go and get him like a laser rifle and a laser pistol and a mag rifle and a couple of grenades.
Nice. All right.
That I will, like decorating a Christmas tree, hang around them.
All right.
He can't walk, right? He's got like, he's like in a wheelchair. I thought
No, he's not in a wheelchair. He just looks like intoxicated all the time. So he's like staggering.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought he was like in a wheelchair.
He could be. He might use one. He pulls out a wheelchair. Do you think I'll get some sympathy? You might get the drop on it if I roll up in this.
My guess is Heartfield's probably not going to give you much sympathy.
Okay.
Meanwhile, as I'm decorating him, like Elmo looks on, and I'm like, you could play your cards right. You could be the next Halcrave.
Mm.
But once he has his weapons on, I will send him out.
Okay. So he begins to walk out on the ship. Ori, you see somebody that looks a lot like Lord Mars. Give me a notice roll. Let's just do that. Let's just give you a notice roll.
Hey, that's not too bad. It's an 8.
Okay. So at first you think it's Lord Mars because he looks similar. I think they both wear extra medium. So there's that. But you see, he even in 0G with his magnetic boots, he seems to stagger, and it's Sherry right off the bat.
Or he's like fiddling through like different wrenches, and he's trying different things. He's like, "The hell's Sherry? Lord Mars? Is that Sherry leaving?"
That's the new Lord Mars leaving.
Oh.
Heartfelt said he wants to fight Lord Mars. I am giving up on that name ever since they basically zeroed out our bank accounts anyway. So Sherry wants to be the new Lord Mars. That's fine with me.
He doesn't have a chance.
Well, maybe he'll surprise us.
So Sherry walks over to the door that you entered. Door opens, and he goes in.
Well, as incompetent as he was, I'll miss him just a little bit. Just a little bit.
In the meantime, we still have to do something about these magnetic locks. Or else we'll be joining them really soon.
So I'm gonna try to see if I can attach my dongle to my data pad to see if I can like deactivate the magnetic field within.
Okay.
That's not good either. 7. So
it comes loose, so you detach. There's 4 of them. So you detach this one. You take 1 point of psychic damage.
can I tell where it's coming from? The psychic damage. Like, does it come from the locks, or is it like what the damage in response to?
To you undoing it.
Gotcha. Okay. It just feels like a headache. Like I'm punched in like the brain. So I'll like make my way over to the other ones, and I'll do the same.
All right.
I use this die. This die been giving me bad rolls all night. So the next one is an 11. Another 11. And a 8. As I make my way to each of the remaining 3.
So the next two you seem to have figured out, and you still feel like there's some kind of presence or something around you, like something something is working against you. On the very last one, you take 3 more psychic damage. Your headache's gotten worse.
So Orioles like pack up. It's double back us the way back up. And like kind of pop down. He's like, we should be free now. Locks are undone. Man.
So I will check to see whether or not I can now maneuver the ship.
So the ship is free. It begins to like drift away from the main battleship. Ori, give me a D100 roll.
31. Oh wait, yeah, no, that's 31. Never mind.
All right, I'm sending you a message. Just ignore my poor grammar.
So it should be now?
Yeah.
Okay. And the second word.
That's what it is. That's what it's called.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great.
So as you're lifting up the ship, you feel like you have full control. You are struck right in the windshield by a body, presumably Sherry, because it looks like the same outfit. It's like
Lord Mars,
charred. Huh?
You mean Lord Mars?
Yes, I'm sorry, Lord Mars.
The new and improved Lord Mars.
It hits the windshield and kind of like just sits there. It's like stuck.
I will turn
like,
on the windshield wipers.
and it kind of flings Lord Mars off, and you see like this black kind of like paste or whatever is down the windshield, and there's like these little bugs floating in space, and the suit looks like charred black.
So there was like bugs coming out of it?
It was hard to tell, but once you hit it with the windshield wiper, you can see that there are little bugs floating around.
I will instruct Elmo to go and get me a bean beer, which I will then pour out.
Elmo finds another and says, if you pour this one out, it will be the last one.
You know what? In honor of Lord Mars and his well-known love of bean beer, I will actually drink the final bean beer, force myself to imbibe the whole damn thing as a tribute to the final moments of Lord Mars.
To Lord Mars.
Let's see. Give me an exert roll.
10.
Okay, you managed to do that.
I like how a bean beer drink is an exergal.
Everything goes blank again as they're static. You see the same figure, the helmet that looks black. You can't make out a face. It looks like something is moving behind the helmet. Small, tiny things, maybe like bugs. Your Lord Mars was pathetic.
Well, that's it's unfortunate that his legacy will be losing to someone like you.
Just as well, my son was pathetic.
Well, he didn't have nice things to say about you either, as I understand it. Why were you trying to avenge his death if you two didn't really get along anyway?
Felt it was the appropriate thing to do.
Well, I hope you can sleep better at night.
Well, I hope you can sleep better at night for the next couple minutes, because your ship is still heading for the moon.
So be it.
And tell Jonathan I said hello.
Pretty sure Jonathan can hear you already, because his ghost is trapped on our ship.
Yeah, true. But he never makes much of an appearance.
I guess this is goodbye. Unless there's someone else on your ship willing to fight me in single one-on-one combat.
I look to Elmo.
He just gives you a look like, go F yourself.
No, I'm getting the sense that that's a no. Nobody here really wants to get off of our ship and come back onto yours to fight you.
What are those bugs in your face? Have you gotten that checked out?
They're nothing to be worried about.
And what's going on with that statue you've got?
What about it?
I mean, it's just sitting there by itself in a cargo bay. What's the significance of the statue?
It holds great power.
But hopefully it survives the crash then?
I'm sure it will.
Then corporate probably will have it.
You see Hal Craith peek his head in. Opens his book of procedures. He's some sort of chapter about salvage rights.
Do we know? Do we know like what like general knowledge of a relationship between Sindum and corporate?
Oh, by the way, corporate's probably going to not be so pleased with us once we've crashed this battleship into their moon. So hopefully it doesn't hit anywhere that they consider important.
I think corporate will be fine. The ships all disintegrate in the atmosphere, and then their parts are everywhere. So I'm sure this will be like bigger, but I still imagine that it wouldn't be it would break up quite a bit on its way down.
So the image vanishes and it's back to static, and then back to all the normal things that are supposed to be displayed on the bridge.
We should get a part of this dogfight. It would be great.
What would be great about it? Getting shot?
No. Just the thrill.
Because I mean, like, it's not even like we're killing actual Sindoom people out there. We're just killing brains inside drones.
Yeah.
Not even like proper people brains, just brains grown in like a test tube.
Yeah, but just think about it, the thrill. The thrill of the fight. Oh, these brains, I bet they're a good match. But they're a good, fun match. We should do it.
All right, I'll start steering the Winnebago towards the fight.
Ori is gonna get into the guns and just start he'll just like wheel or like spin around woo, and just like start firing in all directions.
By the way, I figured out why Lord Mars was so willing to sacrifice himself. He was down to 2 bean beers and he knew it. He was facing life without bean beer for a while there.
So yeah, Ori is just gonna fire madly at like whatever Sindoom brains he can find. Growing a little bolder with each shot, regardless of whether it hits or not.
Lord Mars is going to pray he doesn't accidentally start hitting the BM ships, making us the target for both sides. So no nat ones.
I'll make sure to not use the die that does that on a regular occurrence.
What weapons do you guys have on this ship? Did somebody write that down?
I know we got rid of the multi-focus laser, but I forget what we replaced it with.
Yeah, Lana
would know.
Had all the kind of the specs out for the ship and could tell you that.
Let me look, see if I can find it.
Trying to think the last time you were in con.
Yeah, I don't have the stats for our ship in general.
Okay. All right, we'll just wing it. Let me find the weapons.
Right. So, I mean, I suspect from what I'm seeing that it was the fractal impact charge, just because 2d6 was, I know, the damage I was rolling at some point. And it is, you know, AP 15, which is in line with what I expected.
Okay. That's cool. All right. Go ahead and fire that weapon.
It's a let's see, what's it called?
Fractal impact charge.
Are there any modifiers for that particular one?
You would use your shoot.
I know it's shoot, but does it have like any pluses to it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so that's a 19.
All right, Are you just shooting indiscriminately, or are you trying to hit the drones?
I would try to hit the drones.
Okay.
But I would be shooting like a bunch, you know. Yeah, I would do my best to hit the drones.
All right, roll damage.
It's 2d6, so that's 7 points of damage.
All right, give me another attack.
It's a 5.
All right. So you're firing a couple times. You hit one. Another one misses.
Except it does ricochet. Does my ricochet damage count?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Yeah. So it ricochets off of a ship and it still managed to do 2 points of damage.
So you've got the attention of 2 drones as they have turned from this dogfight and now are coming towards you. Let's roll initiative.
Woo!
So who rolls initiative in a space fight?
I would let you, since you're going to be basically the commander or whatever it's called.
So I got 8.
Okay. You go first.
So I don't really remember space combat anymore. What do I do?
That's fine.
It's on
Page 117. So we'll do it. Basically, you are the captain, so you would do a captain action or a general action.
So I thought that each, I guess our Hallcraith and Alana, are they gonna also participate as NPCs because like I remember you either take you like everybody has a role or they take multiple roles. So are like is Lord Mars and I taking the 5 roles between the 2 of us? Or are we kind of getting people to help out?
I can do I'll do just a general role for the rest of the crew.
So I will add that the harem has been in training for a while. So
okay.
they could probably take at least engineering since I've taken gunnery.
Okay.
So engineering and comms. Lori is particularly taken a knack with wrenches, and Lori has specifically really kind of found her niche in communication hardware. Who would have thought that a tech level 2 planet would? I think it was tech level 2, maybe it was 1.
All right, so the harem is going to do engineering and comms. Okay. So they can do their duty, and that you get the command points. You would get 2 command points from them. So Lord Mars, you could do captain action.
Yeah, I will support the gunner by maneuvering the ship in such a way that they get a clean shot.
Okay. Support department. All right.
Yep. So everything takes 2 fewer command points for that department.
And then
so if there was so we would have 2 command points from people from they're doing their duty.
Mm-hmm.
Comms and engineering.
I mean, okay, so if we have 2 command points, then we only have 1 gun anyway. We've only ever had 1 gun. So that takes 2 command points to fire that 1 gun. So then I would reserve my action so that I can use keep it together And if we get hit, I can nullify it and roll a crisis instead.
Okay. So as the harem does their job, you get one shot. So you've got one drone that you've done damage to, and another one has taken less damage, as you can tell that they got the. So just pick which one.
Nice. So that's a 13.
Just misses, but it really never does because you take.
So it does 1 point of whiplash damage.
Yes. Traumatizes the brain.
Good point. Like, if these brains are just kind of flying these ships and they kind of get jocked around, like, do they get concussed?
We never talked about what the Winnebago's AC is, did we?
Well, it was a free merchant, right? Because it was free merchant Kelly, then we renamed it to be the
Right.
Winnebago. So
Yep.
it would
So
be an AC of 14,
yeah.
unless there was like additional things that Lana added to it to increase it.
For the sake of the fight, we'll call it AC 15 and HP of 25. So the first drone swoops in. That is going to be a miss. That is a 10. As it fires some kind of laser cannon. Boy, I'm rolling.
Sure around now, Halcraith has discovered that the Book of Procedures says don't voluntarily get into space combat.
I'm sure he's like, Ori, what are you doing? And Ori's like, woo! Like, firing it.
Crit charts. So the second one swoops in, and you see this like little turret gun point at you, but it doesn't fire. You can see like some sparks or something on it, but it fails to fire. Anything in particular the harem is doing this time around?
What's a crew lost? I mean, so if the harem, so I guess, I think probably not. I think they'd probably do the same kind of action plan as last.
Okay. All right. All right.
I go for the shot, and it's a 16.
That's a hit.
And that's 9 points of damage.
So pieces of this Cessna-looking drone just blown, like pieces of it just coming off, gunmetal gray parts floating everywhere. It's still going, still maneuvering, but most of it has been exposed, and you can see all the wires and electrical parts that make this thing up. It will attempt to attack you.
Yeah, we're almost there. One more shot.
Is my massive rolling. Oh, that's a 12. So it misses. These obviously aren't the combat drones. The other one flies around again. It looks like the weapon turns to point to shoot, and nothing.
Maybe it's rolling dud grenades too.
You're back up.
So I guess would Lord Mars be doing the same, or would be doing something else?
Yeah, no, I am attempting to get us not get hit.
Not get hit.
All right. Then that's a 20, not natural. And aiming at that one, which is 9 points of damage.
It
So
just
one-
blows apart. That's the pieces of it just floating off.
One down, one to go.
The other one turns. I'll attempt again. Fires and misses wide, actually hitting another drone nearby.
Ha! They couldn't hit us if they wanted to. We're invincible. What's your new name?
I'm Captain Ares now.
We're invincible, Captain Ares.
You're up.
It's another 20, not natural. For 4 points of damage for the remaining drone.
All right. Yeah. 17. That is actually a hit. So
I will negate that, and instead we get a crisis, which
Okay.
is 2. Where is the where's the chart?
D10. It's a D10 on page 118.
Yeah. So a 2 is cargo loss acute. I don't know what an acute cargo loss is. Might mean that our armory is spraying guns into space.
Well, I was thinking you've got like some luggage or something strapped to the top of the Winnebago, and it gets knocked off. It's floating off into space. There's a bunch of clothes and stuff drifting. I think it was Sherry's.
Don't tell Betty, but that's where I hit the rocket launchers.
All right. Or you're back up.
All right. That's an 11.
It ducks out of the way.
But I can't hit my ricochet damage.
Oh,
of 4.
shit. 4?
Yeah.
It thinks it moves out of the way. Big.
It would have, except the beam hit a giant space mirror, and then it
Yep.
reflected back.
Blows a big hole in one of the wings.
When it reflected back, it refracted, so it was actually it was like a rainbow hit.
12. That's a miss.
It's a 19.
Oof.
I should have just missed. It's 3 damage.
So yeah, again, pieces coming off of it. It's a cracked cockpit. The epic space battle here. Oh, that's another hit to the Winnebago, unless you want to take a crisis.
Yeah, I'll take a crisis.
All right.
Let's see. This time it's at 8.
Oh, I was about to say, Kurt's rooting for a 3. He's like, I can get rid of one of those NPCs. Crew loss.
System damage. So you have to randomly pick a system, weapon, fitting, or engine.
Disabled systems hit by this crisis reduced below drive 0, are destroyed and cannot be repaired during combat.
I don't know what our drive rating is.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's higher than that. So the engineering section, it's shot. and the HVAC system has now been damaged, and the temperature has changed. It's like 34 degrees. It's like dropping like a rock. It's like getting really cold in here.
Oh. We get hit. Oh.
We almost got hit. We got grazed.
Maybe Alma or someone can check that out.
I don't know. He needs 3 command points in order to be able to emergency repair that. He's not got the HVAC training.
Let's see.
So it is 1 Celsius. It drops quickly.
Well, we could. Well, we have us, and I think we can muster up enough points to fix it. So I think Lori is in the engineering.
Yeah, the harem has run back in to get some clothes to put on.
So I would do my duty, so I could get a command point.
Okay.
I mean, I will do. Does this work? So I would do above and beyond and a piloting check.
Okay.
So let me see. Roll my piloting check. Okay, so I got a 12. That's better than 9. My rank is 2, so it's 3 command points.
Okay.
So now we have enough for one of the harem people to go and do an emergency repair in the HVAC system.
Okay.
Half dressed.
All right. Okay. So, Ori, you want to roll for one of the harem?
Sure.
It's a int fix versus D8. So we'll give them. What's your fix score?
1.
Okay. And your int?
1.
Okay. We'll give them a +1.
That's 11.
Yeah.
So they've been training for this moment
Mm-hmm.
for a while. Like all that time that we're like running around playing Adventure Hero and pyramids and stuff, they're like studying the book of procedures and like
Studying the HVAC manuals.
and studying the manuals. And now all of that has finally come to head.
Mm-hmm. And which one was this?
This was Lori, I believe.
Okay. So Lori can easily fix the HVAC system. The question is, what was the temperature on the ship before this incident occurred?
Well, it was assuming it was Fahrenheit. You were saying 34 Fahrenheit,
Right.
because and it's not Celsius.
Well, Brendan's not here, so we're good. Okay.
Right. I assume like whatever we set it to, Hal Crafe checks the book of procedures and sees like 67 degrees is fine. So he's constantly turning it down to 67.
It's the most energy efficient temperature for optimal spaceship operations.
So Lori now can set it back to whatever temperature she wants, and it will not be able to be messed with.
Nice.
Well, she's a girl. She'll probably set it at like 80.
drone swings around again. Go drone. Oh, that's a miss.
And we'll just I assume we're just doing the attack thing. The attack set of actions, which is a 3, which does not hit. But the shot was so terrible that it did 2 points of whiplash damage.
Yes. You literally see the brain hit the cockpit. This big crack.
It hurts Ori's brain. He gets like a sympathy pain scene.
All right, 20. That's a hit.
All right, I will keep it together.
Okay.
And let's see what we get.
That was
this
actually
time.
max damage that time.
So this time we got 10 VIP imperiled. What is that? I don't think we have any VIP. Oh, okay. Apparently we do have VIPs. Me and Ori. Almost an important NPC. So the victim must immediately roll a physical saving throw. On a success, they lose half their hit points. On a failure, they are mortally wounded. So who do you want to be the imperiled one?
Well, see, Sherry's not there. You don't have to worry about her. You could do Elmo. He could be your NPC.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. He has to make a physical saving throw. I don't know what his saving throws are.
Okay, just to roll a d20.
$19.
Yeah, he makes it. So he is obviously injured by some, you can describe if you wish how that happened.
Well, it'd probably be, so we get like hit by this shot and I'm able to avoid most of the damage, but it's like Star Trek and we don't have any fuses. So one of the panels on the sides explodes, burning half off.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Did you say it burns his hair off? Now he's a hairless ape?
Yeah, only on half his body. Like right down the middle, like one side, all the hair is gone. It's, it's got the entire bridge now has like that burnt hair smell to it.
And it's getting really warm in here too. It's like
It's kind of accentuating.
Yeah. All right, Ori, you're up.
That's a 10, which misses.
But
you still get 1 point of ricochet damage.
Ooh, there we go, 23.
So I will
Making up for
together
these
again.
4 and 5s that I was rolling earlier.
Man, we keep having all these crises. Woo! This is great.
7 that time.
Oh shit.
So hull breach.
Okay, so basically you've got to fix it. You've got a round to fix it.
So I would do my duty. Oh, I guess I could do other things.
I mean, you could do above and beyond and get more. The difficulty is 9. But if you fail, you take a -1. But if you do your duty, obviously you just get 1.
Well, I think if Lord Mars and Glory and myself all did our duty, we'd still have enough to do damage control.
Okay.
Or if Lord Mars wanted to do above and beyond again, then we could.
Yeah, I could do above and beyond again. So this time I'm weaving the ship like around and through the wreckage of the first drone we blew up in an effort to confuse the other ship that's trying to target us. I got a 12 again. So that's
Okay.
3 command points.
Nice. All right. So you're going to do damage control or emergency repairs.
I'm not sure which one would deal with a hull breach. Because damage control like restores hit points, right, to the ship.
Yeah.
And emergency repairs deals with like a disabled system.
Okay.
There's also deal with a crisis.
Yeah. I would think it'd probably be damage control.
Yeah,
yeah,
makes sense.
that makes sense.
So it's going to be fixed skill. So it's 12. So
Okay.
Glory is like just, or Lori rather, because Glory's in comms. Lori is really just kind of shining. She is the star of this battle.
Mhm.
And she is like heroing the engineering wing, just fixing problem after problem.
So how does she deal with the hull breach? The potential hull breach? As you realize that the Winnebago is really not made for combat. It's more like a leisure vehicle for, vacations and holidays.
So
there are special modifications that I made myself.
So there was a hole that looked like it was tearing open. She found a goodly sized piece of titanium and put on her welding mask and just started torching it, applying a it's going to need to be repaired when we get to a dock, but it's going to be enough to not blow the ship up.
It's better than what I had. I was thinking she takes a wad of bubble gum, plugs up the hole.
That's what I was thinking.
I was initially thinking just like a giant cork, like she just put a cork, like the barrels with the water coming out of it, or the. So since Lord Mars had 3 command points and that cost 3, then Lori could do one.
Yep.
One. So if she's able to do I mean, she could do an above and beyond, and or if she just does her duty, we could do a target systems for this turn. But I don't know if that. Let me see. I don't know if that's gonna carry over the next turn or not.
We can have it carry. We can have it carry over. That's fine.
Normally, command points I don't believe carry over.
No, they don't.
The effects of target systems.
No, but she's the star of the show, so I mean, she's got it. She's got a hustle point. She can do that. All right. So as the drone has shot, which seemed like not much of a shot at all, but apparently cracked this hole, put a hole in it, which Lori has fixed. It comes back around to shoot again. And that is another hit. That's dirty 20.
Well, I can't do anything about that one.
You take 6 damage. Is this a frigate class?
It was a merchant class, right? This was the free merchant Kelly.
Ships have their own little weird.
Unless they're a separate.
Free merchant is a frigate class. So the hull cracks a little bit more. You've done some repair to it. Yeah. You only take 9 HP damage from the hull damage. You're up. So I think that's like a total of 14 damage, or
we took 9, so
it's
9 total.
It's a 9 plus whatever the hit was. Was the hit 6 or 5 or?
I think you said it was 6.
Okay, so 15. So you're at 10 HP right now.
Might want to do some emergency repairs.
If we could just blow up this last ship, we could get away.
Either or. You want to try to do emergency repairs or try to finish or fire the ship? We get hit, we're not going to make it.
I see. My personal preference is you blow that ship up.
Woo!
What's the worst that could happen?
I've got a death wish. That's 18.
Nice.
4 damage.
That's exactly what you needed. 4. Describe what happens.
So, Ori smells the smoke from the last hit. Their systems are going down, and he just kind of spurred on by Lord Captain Aureus. Captain
Ares.
Spurred on by Captain Ares' desire and also equal thirst for danger. He fires down and just true sights into the brain. The brain explodes before the ship explodes, and it just kind of spreads out. Brain, gray matter kind of eking into space.
So the remaining drones, there's only a couple left, and these shuttlecrafts maneuver around and knock the rest of them, either destroy them or knock them out of action. So the battle has died down. The battleship is now descending into the atmosphere of Infernum 4, slowly fading away. You can see like pieces of it breaking apart as it descends.
Part of the reason I didn't want to do damage repair is that I have no fix skill whatsoever. Like Lana was our fixer for the most part.
Lori she was like leveraging my fix skill. So like I've got 1, so it's not nothing. But yeah. I mean, if we got another 15, it wouldn't have really mattered. Anyway, like that's I don't think we could have healed 15.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think part of that though was the hull breach from the prior round inflicted damage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that wasn't going to be like every round necessarily.
True.
So these 2 shuttles move around. Hey, everybody all right over there?
Yeah, we're fine. We're just waiting for the show when that ship finally crashes into the moon.
Are these BM shuttles?
Yes.
Who are you guys anyway? BM we're not Big Montana or.
Yeah, we're children of the sector.
I'll give Big Montana our regards. This is the Wholesale War.
Okay.
Had a presence at the Galactic Sindum Conference.
Oh, you were there, man. I wish we were. Sound like some real great things happened. I hadn't had a chance to meet the big guy, but I've heard all his broadcasts.
Yeah, when did he get so? When did he get so preachy?
Preachy. About time somebody took the lead.
I suppose. Whatever he's doing, it's working. You guys have a place we can hold up in? Maybe get some repairs. Or don't you come out this far this far out, so we're not too familiar with the area.
Yeah, we could jump to 0508. We go to Charm System if you want. We got a small station there.
Sounds good to me. Do you guys have any idea how are people buying fuel for these jumps now that Sindum has zeroed out all of our bank accounts?
You don't need fuel anymore. We got crystal converters on our shuttles. Stolen from Sindum.
Oh, we'll have to look into getting some of those for ourselves then.
Yeah, I might have an extra there on the at the station.
What color are these crystals?
Oh, what we got were like black.
Or he would pull out he kind of reach into his pocket and he's got like a red crystal.
Right, that's right. Yep.
And I was like, when I and he kind of said to Lord Mars and show it to Lord Mars. It's like, when I went to the Galactic conference there, I got this from some guy named Steve, some sort of traveler. I pulled this out of his bag, and it seems like these crystals are a hot commodity. Don't really know what this one does, but maybe it's some sort of fuel.
I mean, it's the size of a softball. You don't have one on here? You don't have a D20 the size of a softball?
No. Yeah. Crystal.
Yeah, there you go.
What wooden crystal, but crystal nonetheless. So I guess I would guess then I would be spending time investigating it and kind of the downtime as we make it to the charm system. Trying to see what properties I can ascertain about it.
Okay.
Checking Spacebook, Space Bay, see if those crystals are being sold elsewhere. I got manuals.
So as far as what you notice from the battleship, the only thing you see from the battleship is pieces of it break off as it descends onto the moon, and it goes through like cloud cover atmosphere. You don't see anything. It just kind of vanishes into Infirmum 4. All that happens is after about a minute or so, your ship is pelted by a bunch of dead earwigs that just hit the ship and like hit the windshield and then just kind of drift off.
Then we'd jump to the charm system.
Okay. All right. So there is a red giant sun with one planet in this system that you can notice. And as you jump into the space lane, you spike jump. There is a space station here. There is a free merchant that is docked. There's like 4 docking bays. You see the symbol that was on the ship, like on the side of the space station.
So head that way and dock.
Okay.
Do we see any ships like any of the shuttles that we were fighting with?
Yeah, they jumped with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, most certainly. They jumped with you, and they kind of call ahead, make sure that, you know, they know you're coming. You can see that there's a couple cannons on this station for defense, but I mean, it's not heavily armored.
Mhm.
So we'll get out. We'll get out and I guess greet. So I guess if we walk out of the ship, what do we see? Do they have like a person with a clipboard coming to kind of inspect and that we interact with, or do we go and like go to a desk of some sort?
So you spacewalk on like some scaffolding. There's a guide wire, so you can hook onto it and walk into, and there's like a door, and they let you in. And there's a person there with a cork board. It's like says maintenance schedules, and there's a picture of some guy in a cowboy hat.
Well, this is
Uh,
go on.
I assume we would sign up on the corkboard to get maintenance on our ship. I'd probably tell Lana she should go, and because it's very much her sort of thing. Go and see if she can find us one of those crystal drives.
Okay.
I'm more the kind of guy who he likes watching TV, but he doesn't need to know how a television works.
I don't want to see how the sausage is made. I just want to enjoy
Right.
it.
Well, that is in part why, like, none of my weapons have ever been, or I only just got the armor and never let Lana upgrade any of my weapons in any way, shape, or form because they already work, as far as I'm concerned.
Classic Captain Aries.
So this is Station Billings, and there's a gentleman there in overalls. Herm's the name.
Herm.
So you got your Winnebago?
Yep. So is everyone here equally involved in the cause of bringing down Sindum?
Fuck Sindum.
Amen.
That's right.
This was the first time I've ever had to fight against him.
Good to see you finally popped that cherry. How'd it feel?
Well, technically, I didn't really want to get into the fight, but my friend here was very eager to blow up a couple of ships.
You know.
Well, you're his wingman.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
When I was out on the catwalk, I'm trying to fix as I was trying to fix the get the ship off the battleship. I just headache came over me, and I just needed. Oh man, it hurt. But I felt this urge. Man, I was seeing those dog fights, and I'm like, man, that's gotta be scary. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, and let's be clear. This is the man here who not only shut down 2 of their drones, he brought down the whole battleship, crashed it right into the planet.
It was great.
Whoa.
Yeah, do you guys do a recognition? Because Sindhu said they have recognition programs. So
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got some
Your name?
Ori
Ori. Is that an A or an O?
in A.
Okay. Let's see. Shot down 2 drones and a battleship.
Disposable Heroes was the battleship.
Oh, well, I guess they were. Yeah, well, I'll send that right up. That's going to go to the father of the sector himself. He's going to hear about that.
He's good. He's a good guy. Smells a little funny, all those pussy rolls, but good person.
He reaches into his pocket and takes one out. You want one? We got plenty.
No thanks. I'm more of a cosmic cool person.
Okay. All right.
You got any?
We might have a bag or 2.
Yeah, if you guys can throw one my way. I don't have any space bucks anymore, but
You don't need them. Big bucks. We just take big bucks here.
What are big bucks?
That's what the father of the sector said. Just big bucks. Whatever you had in space bucks, you got in big bucks now.
so if I log into my accounts, do I see big bucks, like a big buck amount?
Well, you got to get the app first, and then it converts it, and then you're all set.
Now this app doesn't have like Big Montana's name all over it, does it? Like, am I going to be downloading Big Montana everywhere? But I can look. I like the guy. I can live with those insignias being all over ships. But if I'm looking at my data pad, I mean, and every time I log in to see my account, like it's getting a little much.
Oh, you're talking about personal. No, he doesn't see your account. Is that what you're saying?
Is he working through official banks, or is he become his own bank?
It's his own bank. I think some fella named Obi and Galileo setting it up.
Well,
Why does he need access to all my contacts?
and location and current mood.
He shows you his data pad. You can see the background is a picture of Big Montana. You can get this background if you want.
I'm good.
Okay. Well, some people prefer, to have the printed copy, and he shows points to the cork board and the picture of Big Montana.
I think something happened while we were on the firmament.
Tattoos too. I got a good tattoo guy here.
Captain Aries, we weren't down there for too long, were we? Some alternate dimension, timeline happened.
We were down there for a few days.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of this Big Montana guy before, and now he seems like he's kind of a big deal.
Well, he's catching on, for sure. Catching on.
And hopefully he's not going to supplant and replace Sindhu.
I would hope so. Fuck him.
I mean, we want to take Sindhu down. We don't want to build another one.
No. It'd be big bucks and barbecue.
Is that one of his? Is that one of his? Is that part of his motto?
If it ain't, it should be. I'll send that to him too. Big bucks and barbecue.
So, is this? Where is this station again? Is it on the planet Vices, or is it the Silk Station?
No, it is. You see another station in the distance. That would be Silk Station. This is like by itself.
Okay. So this system's pretty far from everything else. Have you? What made you guys set up out here?
Well, if you hit refresh, you should see Space Station buildings. As I just did. Well, first, we just had to get out of Sindum. We got to keep out of Sindum's way in the beginning. This used to be an ICAAOS outpost, but they left.
Well, what stops Sindum from coming here and attacking the station?
Yeah, it's far out of the way, They got other things to worry about.
Seems like they have most things under control at this point.
That's what they're claiming. You ain't, oh man, you ain't heard their latest, have you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they had another. Some more of their lies were put out.
I mean, they have enough in the way of resources that they seem to have sent out a battleship just to hunt us down.
That is kind of strange. So you guys must be big deals then.
I wouldn't have thought so, but maybe.
What'd you say your name was?
I'm Captain Aries.
Is that like the element or the?
No, it's like the god of war.
Oh, that's much more formidable. But you do need air to live. So if he does a check for Captain Aries, what does he find? Nothing?
Yeah, probably nothing.
Did you plant something in there like potato farmer or some shit?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Didn't bother. I didn't realize I was giving up the Lord Mars name until the session.
Oh, you talked about that before.
I had talked about it in general terms.
Okay.
But I hadn't actually come up with a new name.
Okay. All right.
I mean, what they will find is at some point I will go back and backdate like a will so that Lord Mars leaves the ship to Captain Aries. Yeah, but we used to be with an outfit called Wholesale War, and were declared enemies of Sindum shortly after we left corporate.
Oh, okay. Give me a D100 roll.
44.
Okay. I have no idea what the hell. It would have to be some shit that, before I put something out, it's like, okay. So when he does a check for your name, because he's curious, he finds out that you were the author of this book. According to Spoogle, right? So it could be wrong. I mean, how many Captain Aries could there be? Does it take me so long? This is in a foreign language.
Apparently at least 2.
So you are, according, that's what he finds. You are the author of this book. You sound like you're the big rider type, something.
Sorry, what did you say?
Big rider type? Is that you?
Yeah,
This
that's definitely me.
Duro and Sind Optimum? Sounds kind of important.
Yeah, that is definitely me.
Oh, right. The Sindhu message. Here we go. Just get a load of this crap.
This is an approved update for all of Helena Evo. Just inside the walled city in the glorious Sector H is the Smith family. Everyone here has a role in making Sindoom great. Even little Timmy. He's not staring out that window for no reason. He's on watch. He spotted one. Get out there, Pops. Nice shot. Make that call and get your sector-wide Jawa bounty. You think you're getting space bucks? No way, fam. You're getting round and shiny Sin coin. Look, it's got Lord Fell's face right on there, so you know it's guaranteed. Thank you, Lord of the Sector. What you doing with that carcass, Pops? Don't know? I think Ma knows exactly what to do. She's got Lord Fell's Jawa recipe cookbook. Fire up that grill and get that extra mild barbecue. It's good eating tonight for the Smith family and throughout the sector. Call now for your Jawa bounty information and cookbook. Forget the worthless space bucks. Sin coins are coming to a spaceport near you.
Can you believe that crap? Now, who the hell wants Sin coins? They're getting desperate.
Yeah, I suppose I don't really understand the point of replacing one currency with another. Why are they eating Jawas?
Yeah, that's
Because they're disgusting.
Right, that's the problem. Jawas taste terrible.
Mm-hmm. You can't trust them. Can't trust any of those people for Sindoom.
are they are there concerns around like food shortages? Is that why they were sort of resorting to eating Jawas?
Probably. You're probably right. I mean, it's part of the plan. Take Sindoom down.
So what happens after Sindoom goes down?
Oh, I don't know. We'll probably appoint or select or something, some leader, take over. Just to sign the paperwork and, approve like certificates of appreciation and stuff like that.
So is it true that they only have like a handful of battleships?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you just took out one, so there's one less they got to deal with.
Just wondering how many they have, because it wasn't that hard to take out the battleship that we did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're a paper goose. So I think.
But somehow they took out the UPM.
That ain't saying much.
mean, UPM was. I mean, compared to the UPM, this outfit and the Big Montana movement is significantly. That's like a speck in comparison of power and following. So if UPM ain't saying much, what does that say about this movement?
And we're only just a couple days old.
Right. So I think Captain Aries has a good point. That Sindhu's is doing something. They're doing something right. They still have some power.
Not for long, though.
Hopefully, you can have enough optimism for us both then.
So he reaches into his desk and pulls out these different size stencils. So this is a stencil size here I got for your ship. It won't take, I mean, you can do it yourself or I can go out there and do it. It won't take long.
Is it like that Big Montana stencil?
Yes.
What is that supposed to be a stencil of? Just looks like somebody's gut above a belt.
Exactly what it is.
I'll pass on having added to our ship. We can support the movement in other ways.
Well, it just kind of signifies if you're a friendly, but you know, just as long as you know, use a special, you know, call signs.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're happy to use the call signs.
What are the call signs?
Well, that's kind of hush hush secret. I'm going to have to. I'll have to, you know, get you to fill out a couple forms. Well, no, that was the old days. It's going to be a handshake.
I think I know someone who's going to be very, very depressed to hear that you're doing away with the forms and going to a handshake system.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, I mean, obviously, if you've taken the time to properly amend the Book of Procedures so that
what?
The Book of Procedures.
That sounds like Sindum talk.
Not exclusively Sindum talk. A lot of people like their books of procedures.
Really?
Some people need.
Yeah. Hellcrave may defect to Sindum if only Sindum has the Book of Procedures, and Big Montana is looking at going Book of Procedures free. When the revolution comes, the Book of Procedures will be the first to be burned. Yeah, I'm happy to shake your hand and figure out what those call signs are. I mean, we do a lot of stealth missions. Like, we had to actually get our way onto that battleship to destroy it. Having the stencil might make it a little obvious that they shouldn't let us approach.
Yeah, that's why you're Captain Aries and not the Element. And you're a writer too.
I try to be well-rounded.
You got them book smarts. And all that punctuation and stuff.
And apparently I write in German. And I don't understand my own title very well. So yeah, when I get back onto the ship at some point, I probably will look that book up. try to figure out what it's about, since I'm probably going to have to explain it to somebody in the future.
Maybe. All right, so so the repairs are probably going to take at least a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to do in addition to the ship being repaired or add to the ship?
Well, we would want to get one of those crystal drives, since, everybody download the app so that we can buy things using Big Montana's money.
Big bucks.
Okay, so yeah, you guys use the Big Bucks app. They have an extra converter to add to your spike drive.
And we will figure out at some point if we want to put the red crystal in there or not. We don't know. We don't know how the red crystal will interact with the crystal converting spike drive.
Yeah, so that's what Ori would be spending his time trying to I guess experiment with. I don't know, like, I don't know what he would. I guess I don't have an idea at the moment of like how he would experiment with it, like, because this crystal is completely new.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't, so like he could do like, tests and like licking it and is it salty, is it have a taste, and like try to like do some scannings of it. But he might need to go.
It sounds like a group event with the harem.
Yeah.
See, I was just thinking, like, if you put the red crystal in the normally black crystal using crystal converter, like maybe it'll be like Galaxy Quest Omega 13, and we go back in time 13 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, he might try that, if he wouldn't be opposed to trying that. He wouldn't want to accidentally blow up the ship, though. So I guess in lieu of that, whatever he could find out on his own, he would. Otherwise, he might see if he could figure out, like, either from the people at the space station or through a series of Spoogle searches.
Okay.
Who like might know about like the most about these crystals? Because yeah. Or like better yet, if we were able to like check Spitter for Steve the Traveler's for Steve the Traveler. I'm sure he's got like an account of like different places he's going. Like maybe we could see if we could try to meet up with Steve the Traveler.
Okay. You could use a no roll if you want to find out something about this crystal.
It's an 8. Oh, wait, no. Let's see, do I have it? Oh, it's a 9.
So rutronium and rosmidium are elements that are associated with this crystal.
Do I know?
You may want to type those elements out.
Okay.
Yeah, I've still never heard of this book, although I've looked up the real one.
Yeah, it would have. Of course, it would have to give me something that was like
religious, or
I have no idea.
Christianity.
I have no idea. I haven't even looked it up. I was like, you know what? I'll just.
It's a post-Hegelian critique of Christianity and traditional morality.
Nice. Oh, nice. I definitely misspelled those. I thought you said neutronium, like a neutron. Neutron. That book actually does sound pretty interesting.
Lucky you got the author right here. You can.
Maybe I can do a. Maybe you can do a book signing. Do I know what runatrium, runotrium, and rosmidium are? Have I heard of them before?
You've heard them mentioned, probably at a scientific, maybe at a conference one time, or in maybe a book you were reading, magazine.
Do I know what they are, or like what their specifically their uses are? Or?
You know that they're elements. And they're extremely rare.
Okay. Well, whatever's in this thing is rare. That's about all I know.
Wonder where your Steve friend got it.
It's a good question. He has a magical sack, which I pulled this out of.
More information than I needed to know. This is exactly the kind of story where if Captain Aries has to tell it later on, it'll be, hey, met some guy named Steve who was magic in the sack.
I got these this rare crystal out of it. Go figure.
So what should be our next steps? I mean, I really didn't have anything against Sindoom. I suppose now we do, since they've declared us to be outlaws.
Yeah.
So the sensible thing to do would be to lay low and wait and see if Big Montana can overthrow them, and then come out of hiding once they're gone. But I've noticed that we're not always ones for the sensible thing.
I mean, I think it would be even better if we just went head first into the conflict.
That's, I guess, a possibility too. They could use a powerful psychic like myself. Although I'm wondering, since that statue probably survived the crash and is a source of great power, maybe we should tell Big Montana that there's a source of great power back on that planet.
Can let him deal with the planet. That planet sucked. Of all the planets I've been on, I know that is the absolute worst one.
I can't say I disagree, although I've not been to them all. That was a pretty bad one. So is your fish still talking to you?
Has the fish said anything?
Nope. It only spoke to you when it was in that room.
Nope. He's seems to have stopped. He only spoke to me while we were near the statue.
So do you think the fish is actually talking to you, or do you think you're having an hallucination?
What's to say that what we're experiencing right now isn't a hallucination, if that's the case?
Right. You've got to make up your mind about what is and is not. But I was wondering if you thought it was real or you thought it was an hallucination in hindsight, since it hasn't spoken to you since. I mean, do you think it's just mad at you, and so that's why it's not saying anything now?
Well, that was the only time it spoke at me, or it spoke to me, and it hasn't spoken since. So I think it was probably some cursory effect of the statue. But I also know that the statue's had since we encountered it the first time, it had some sort of lingering effect. So
I didn't so much experience that directly myself because I put up my psychic barriers as soon as I entered the room, of course. Completely protected me.
Interesting.
But if we're going to side with Big Montana, my original point was he may be interested in the pyramids and the magic statues.
He definitely. I mean, I vaguely remember being told or helped out by a fellow in a cowboy hat. It's probably this Big Montana when going to the pyramid while on the cusp of death.
So he already knows about the pyramids then.
Yes, that's safe to say. Also, I think we met him at the pyramid as the kind of the bridge between Infirmum 4 and the location of the Galactic Sindhu Conference. He's a psychic type as well.
Well, maybe we should contact him. He might know something about the statue that we don't. Maybe it's worth going and getting the statue ourselves.
The guy comes up to you and says, "Code words, blue carrot."
Right back at you. So how do you people get your objectives from Big Montana? Like your specific objectives, not your general overall overthrow Sindhu objective, which is clear enough.
Well, he sends, he'll send out messages every once in a while.
So when do you expect to get your next one?
Anytime.
Because, our ship's being repaired, but we don't want to necessarily sit around and wait too long when there's a whole corporation to fight.
Yeah, you see Hellcrave. Are we fighting corporate now?
No, Sindhu.
Oh, and he goes back to his book of procedures and begins to look through it.
Where is corporate headquartered anyway?
Well, what I heard is back in Murmuration.
Is it the space station overseer?
No, it's pretty big. I don't. Yeah, it's pretty big. We won't go much longer, but let me just take 5 minutes right here.
So I'd probably, we're waiting for our ship to be prepared. I would probably spend most of those 2 days learning a lot more than I ever needed to know about German existentialist egoist philosophy.
It's the one in his property?
That's a translation of it. It's the normal English title is apparently The Ego and Its Own.
Hello.
Hey.
Howdy.
Big Montana.
Yep.
In the flesh.
Yep, that's me. You're muted, Peter. You're still muted,
Okay.
Peter.
Okay, that was good.
There you go.
That was great intro I just gave. All right, so you are getting a call from Billings Station in Charm System from a guy named Herm, because there are some people with questions and they need answers.
Herm, who the hell is this? It's like flip open his phone. Hello.
Aren't you hungover?
Yeah, it hurts. Did I call somebody last night? Hello? Hello?
Big Montana?
Yeah.
This is Herm from Charm System. There's some fellas here, Wholesale War. Some guy, it's a fella named Ori.
Oh, yeah, I think I met that feller one time.
And another fella named Captain Aries. Not the element, though. It's like a war thing.
I don't know that feller. Give me just a minute. Oh. Why is there a Tootsie Roll on my belly button? Yeah, what do you need?
Shit, I don't remember what my questions were.
Well, that kind of helps.
Well, we were wanting to know, you apparently are aware of the pyramids that are out there in the various systems.
Oh, yeah, them are right nasty baskets and fucked.
So we managed to down one of the Sindum battleships, crashed into the planet Murmuration after we put a virus into its navigational system. It had a big black psionic statue on it that we suspect probably survived the crash. And we know it's a source of great power, although we don't necessarily know how to make the best possible use of it.
Oh,
so
don't touch that fucker.
We were wondering if we should go get it.
Well, last time we encountered one of them, we was doing a scrapping mission for, what was it, 20 MT. They told us to go out there and get a junked derelict ship that had been, just floating for a while. But we encountered one of them. Was it black and it had a whole bunch of like people in weird poses holding things up or something like that? I can't quite remember.
Like it.
Yeah. Well, we were thinking it might be pretty valuable too, and then we had a whole bunch of the crew that were brought to us to help us deconstruct this vessel with us, and got the great idea that they should try and move it. Well, then everybody that touched it started floating, and these weird little light balls started floating around as weird music started playing, and tentacles came out their mouths. It was a bad deal. We had to kill them all.
I mean, it should be said, I'm a powerful psychic, and so it wouldn't really affect me. But you're right, it could affect other people.
Yeah, and the other thing that was happening when we were dealing with all that bullshit is, we'd go to sleep, but we'd be in the dream world in that pyramid place. And then, when people attacked us there, we killed them. And when you'd wake up in real life, you find out you just killed one of your buddies or some shit, It was a bad deal.
Well, now it's in the hands of corporate as it's on their home world.
Well, yeah, that's I don't know what to tell you about that. But a good deal fucking up that Sindum battleship. Fuck those assholes.
Yeah, we're pretty committed now to the cause of fighting Sindum since they've declared us to be outlaws and all.
Yeah,
Prior to that, I hadn't really had much dealings with them myself, but since I'm an outlaw.
That was the same deal for us too. We had, just done one mission where we pretended to be Sindum people, but nobody figured out who it was. And then all of a sudden, everybody hated us from Sindum. So we were like, well, fuck that shit.
Also, why does your app need access to my contacts?
I don't know. Obi set something up. I fucked if I know.
And, it also keeps asking for my current mood and location.
I've been getting a lot of emails since I signed up for it for erectile dysfunction.
Well, I mean, every man over a certain age has to deal with that.
And this is just a request, but now every time I have to load up my bank account for my big bucks, I now see your logo of your gut just flashing across my screen.
Yeah, I don't know. That one was like a personal choice, but I wasn't sure about it. I consulted Obi, but he tried to tell me no, and I thought maybe people would like it, so I kept it in there. But Now that I'm getting
Just
this
coming up with an
customer
alternate
feedback,
logo.
we might change her.
Yeah, you know, it's more. Maybe I can leave it on the App Store as like as a review feedback. But
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Obi will get right to it. He's good with all that technology stuff. I honestly don't know how half of that works. I just figured, you know, everybody's money's gone. Why don't we give everybody the money back they had in the new currency? Just kind of like do the old switcheroo.
yeah, I mean, I hear the Sincoin stuff is the new currency.
Yeah, fuck that Sincoin bullshit.
So what's the plan?
Well, the plan is
down, and then what?
Yeah. Well, after that, I assume we just kind of all go back to doing the way things we did before Sandoom got turned into a big pile of assholes.
How long ago was that?
The hell if I know. It was a while. They've been shitty for a little while now.
Well,
is there any plan to go after Jaggerfells himself?
Yeah, if the opportunity presents itself, definitely. I'd like to get my hands on that asshole. Mm-hmm.
So when do you think the next big operation will be? Our ship is being repaired at the moment, but it'll be probably done in a day or two.
Well, right now we're getting ready to liberate this here planet. Shit, I forgot what the hell it's called. It's where all the casinos are. I can't remember. Obi, what's the name of that planet?
Jukarata.
Oh, Jukarata. Yeah, we're planning to liberate Jukarata. The children of the sector are assisting Jukarata to throw their shackles off of the Sindoom oppressors.
Isn't Jukarata UPM?
Yeah, but it's Sindoom now.
Are they being... I mean, that planet was a shithole anyway.
Well, yeah, but Sindoom came in and made it even shittier. They kind of took everything over.
I mean, if you're going to liberate a planet, you might as well liberate the casino planet.
Exactly. That was my thing. They closed down all the casinos, too. There's only one open at the current moment. You got to, like, know somebody to get in there. And so what we're going to do is liberate the planet, open all the casinos again, and bring some money back to that shithole.
I think that place needs more than money.
A tear forms in Captain Eerie's eye.
But that's the plan at the current moment. We also are planning on getting a Sindoom carrier to show up so we can distract the drone fleet aboard it and take over the carrier. That's also part of it. We got like a 3-stage plan of attack. Step 1's to neutralize the police facility, which all the Sindoom fucks are hiding out in. And then on the opposite side of the planet, there's a Sindoom drone repair place over there we got to capture too. And then hopefully we get the carrier to show up after we figure out how to hack the drones and whatnot. That's the plan.
These are the same drones they plugged the brains into.
The brains? I didn't hear nothing about that.
Yeah, they grow brains separate from bodies, and they use them as pilots in their drones.
Well, ain't that just fucked up? God damn, Sindoom's fuckery knows no bounds.
Yeah, we shot a few of them down. They were in the Disposable Heroes battleship. You're actually going to be hearing from Herm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Herm is working on filling out a form of recognition and appreciation for our efforts. So we can just bypass that because this is actually we can still have Hallcrae fill out the forms because that's his thing.
Right.
But there was some brain stuff on there, and you should be receiving at some point a form to recognize that.
Oh, hell yeah. We'll get that pushed right through. Hell yeah. take it to them Sindoom cucks every way you can. Mm-hmm.
So if we were going to plunge right into the middle of a fight against Sindoom, where are we plunging?
Well, I'd say around the Jukarata area after we get the planet liberated and the hopefully capture the carrier. That'll give us kind of like a nice little nugget right in the middle of Sindoom territory, because they've kind of started to occupy everything that UPM had. And from there, we'll just kind of span out.
Why aren't you just attacking their homeworld?
Well, mainly they got a lot of shit, and I can't seem to get the Sisters of Karma to get in gear yet. I'm working on that, though. They got the main fleet of everything. You know, they got all the battleships to help take out Sindoom battleships and other ships and whatnot. But we're working on getting them in gear. I got to try and get a new contract with them, because they previously worked with 20MT, but now 20MT ain't got no money because of the whole, thing that happened. And so if I can get to them before Sindoom came with their goddamn sin coins and get them on that big bucks, then we'll be all right.
So
why is it that Sindoom is telling people to start eating Jawas? Jawas taste terrible.
Well, yeah. Well, you see, we arranged to have a covert shipment of Jawas dropped off in Sindoom's walled city to kind of disrupt their, everything going on there. And it appears that they have become a full-blown infestation over there. Yep. Them bastards breed like rabbits.
So, what's that behind the what's that behind the bushes there? Oh, it's just a couple Jawas.
Yeah, exactly. Hell, they be doing the dirty in the air ducts even. You just hear random tunking noises from above you. You know what's going on. But is there anything else you need to know?
No, I think that was all I had.
All right.
Oh, I might hit you up on Spitter or Facebook Messenger.
Yeah. Yeah, I always got my Spitter close. Don't worry. Well, I'm going to head on out then. Y'all make sure you take it to Sindoom every way you can. I mean, even if it's just kicking a bastard in the shin, it's worth it.
Will do.
We'll definitely do that.
All right. Stay strong, my children. 10-4.
He's not my daddy.
We'll be interested to hear if they can actually capture the carrier, though.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really looking forward to going back to Jukarata. But
I mean, nothing says we have to follow their plan.
Sure. There was a. I'm curious. There was a that bomb we sold to UPM was
right.
Just sitting in Dano's clam shack. Last I saw it.
There you go. If you can upload that virus into Dano's clam shack, its navigational system will drop that bomb right on whatever planet we want.
Well, I'm wondering if it's still in the clam shack and who owns the clam shack. If it was UPM, that was a UPM run thing. Is that now Sindoom? They got their bomb back.
From the conference that it was in Dano's clam shack and he was part of UPM. So as far as you know, Dano still has it. It's Dano's clam shack, but his name is Oleander.
Yeah, but UPM's now was folded into Sindoom.
Well, they dispersed them.
Ah, okay.
They told them to get out.
So we could always contact Oleander to see if we could use that, if we wanted to use that bomb.
I think that's fair plan. We should get in touch with him. And if he won't like give it back to us, we'll just take it.
I mean, they just left it sit on their left it sit in one of the booths anyway. They're clearly not taking very good care of it.
I just assumed it was like that's what they used to draw in the customers. Like you get to eat next to the giant bomb.
You just have to decide what your target is.
Well, I think we can, once Hallcraith and Betty get off the call. Well, I guess they're not on the call anymore with Major Stone.
It's a follow-up session. They're doing a follow-up session with Major Stone.
We can confer with the rest of the crew about where we'd want to potentially drop it.
Maybe Hallcraith is afraid because presumably the phone line went dead when the ship crashed. But Hallcraith is afraid that like he's still being billed because Stone never hung up. Still going.
Charging
I mean,
minute.
It may not be a terrible idea to try to see if we can figure out where Jaggerfells is and then drop the bomb there. But I think step one would be getting the bomb.
Yeah.
Step two would then be keeping Betty away from the bomb until we were ready to use it.
I think that's steps 2 and 3. The one, if Sindum is replacing leaders with cyborg or androids, then it's also feasible that Jaggerfells has multiple incarnations of him as androids. So we have to make sure we find the real Jaggerfells and be really sure that it's the real one and not one of the like an android version.
Yeah, that's a fair point. He may have replicants.
You mean you don't get to be head of Sindum by being dumb? He's a pretty smart guy. I'm sure he's got multiple backup plans.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if I were Jaggerfells, first thing I'd probably do is make a replicant of Big Montana and try to have Big Montana replaced. That way I was in control of my own opposition.
So we need to figure out.
Damn it, I spent my hustle point. I could have spent it to make Big Montana a replicant.
Well, you have one from the last session you never used, right?
Yeah, we should do some research and figure out like if there are any vital targets Sindum has we could use the bomb on. We should also do some research on figuring out if there's any way we could determine the difference between the replicants they use and a real person.
Yes, actually, that's what I was going to suggest before. We definitely should. We were able to on Hydrus. We were able to determine the replicates from a non-replicant by providing a math equation and seeing how they answered it. However, it would be much nicer if we had like X-ray goggles that could just see replicates, so we don't have to bother with the formalities of answering math or asking math questions.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that can be, I can like maybe that's something I can work on. And seeing if I can like engineer a pair of goggles.
Yeah, that would be very useful if there is a way to build such a thing.
I mean, we worked for some time in the Sindoom prison building Android stuff. I mean, maybe we picked up a couple skills, learned a couple things on how to engineer goggles.
All right.
I mean, it sounds like the sort of thing where, while, you know, I would never downplay my own psionic power, but sounds like the kind of thing where maybe it would be useful to talk to Diamond Quartz again. As there may be a psychic way of determining the difference between a replicant and a real person.
You know, I'm still working through. I think I'm getting close. I'm on tape 46 of the 50 tape video series. So it could be that answer could be in the last 4 tapes. So like
That would certainly save us a phone call to Diamond Quartz. Should get on watching the rest of them.
You know, each one of these is like is progressively longer. So
the
last 4, the last 4 are longer than the prior 46.
Yeah, it takes a while.
The number isn't actually sequence; it's the number of hours.
So we tell Big Montana we'll be ready in about 3 weeks.
All right, so you guys are gonna try to find Oleander.
Yep.
And the bomb. Okay. And try to come up with some way to identify replicants without asking them what the answer to pi is.
Yes.
Right. And try to prioritize, like get up a priority list of possible Sindoom targets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we want to be able to shoot first, then ask questions later.
Well, also, when we drop the bomb, we don't want to hear that we just blew up like a Sindoom farming village or cigarette plant. Although Jaggerfeld does seem like he smokes a lot.
Kurt, did you ever think I'd get this much mileage out of that character that you wrote in?
Was Jaggerfell's yours?
No.
Yes, came from your backstory.
Oh yeah. From my backstory, he wasn't like a PC though.
Right.
I remember him at towards the end of the last campaign.
Yeah, that's a good stopping point. Unless you guys want to do anything else.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I'm starting to fade anyway.
I wanted to ask Isaiah how to identify a children of the sector ship, because I noticed he was on Discord and I don't know, he must not understood what I was trying to ask him. Then finally he said, and I said, wait a second, why don't I just try to get him on here? You can ask him all these questions.
Oh, it's nice that he was able to join.
Yeah.
That was unexpected.
Good.
I'm also a little surprised that with for the most of the session with two players that we were able to pull it out for like 4 hours.
Especially as we were like both yawning our way through it.
Yeah. But yeah, we're certainly moving towards the end. I mean, obviously, using the bomb to blow up something is probably going to be close to the end point.
it's that song, where you ride the atom bomb down.
I mean,
So
that's,
are you intending there to be like a crossover episode between the two groups?
I thought in my head that maybe I could get everybody together for a final episode, but I don't know how difficult that would be. That might just not be feasible.
I mean, I wouldn't think it would be. It might be a little bit of scheduling issues going on with that, but I wouldn't think it would be that hard. It would probably. I assume it would mean that like Josh has two characters.
Yeah, I think it'd be. I think that would be a good final episode.
See how they react to Betty coming back.
Yeah. The final get together, final plan to execute. And I thought the ship combat was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was like it was something we could feasibly do with not as many people and like still be effective at it.
Yeah. And the crises were interesting. I mean, they don't have to be like all, horrible. I mean, I thought it was pretty amusing.
That was good. It was a good way to get some combat in, even though, yeah. Or it just.
I mean, it does seem that space combat is more forgiving than ground combat in this game. Possibly because it's, it would kind of suck if, obviously space combat is always a TPK if you lose and can't escape.
Yeah.
You can't knock your ship out.
Your ship is unconscious.
Right.
Roll a death save. Yeah.
I guess you could say like that, everybody managed to make it to escape pods kind of thing.
True.
I thought you wanted to fight Admiral Heartfield.
I mean, it did amuse me to think that at some point, but I was then sort of realizing that I didn't really know Jonathan super well. So, like, why would my character want to beat up Jonathan's dad?
Okay.
Plus, at that moment, we were trying to get away because the ship was going to crash into a planet.
Okay.
So I figured, like, I had already kind of beat him.
Okay.
I was very surprised that Sherry, like, volunteered to become me so that he could go fight him. I wasn't opposed to him doing it, but I was this close to being like, "Are you sure?"
You know what that means, right?
And then I realized, it's one more person off my ship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make you look a little bit like me and then send you off. So Jonathan's dad, at least, I guess, thought he had killed Lord Mars. And in a way, he did. It was just a new Lord Mars. Yeah. It's like the Dread Pirate Roberts. It just passed the title down.
Everybody good 2 weeks?
Should be.
Okay. Thanks, guys.